Hi guys, welcome back to the workshop. Today's video is going to be all about my latest purchase. It's the Titan thickness planer. Right, before I put it all together, I've taken the front cover off just so I can show you the drive belt and chain, etc. I know some people said before about the plastic cogs wearing out really quickly, but after taking this off I can see that these are metal. Top one that runs the blades is metal. This big one is metal. This down here is all metal. The little cog that the chain runs on in the middle here is metal. The only plastic one we've got is this one, and I mean there's no chain or belt actually running around the perimeter of that plastic one. So it all looks quite solid. Nice thick belt. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick look at what all the mechanism looked like. So this is how the planar thicknesser comes out of the box. The front is already fixed, like I say. I just took that off to show you the chain, etc. So that all comes as it is. The bits you've got various, I think there's about 4, yeah, there's one over there as well. Got 4 Allen keys, a couple of knobs, nuts and bolts, washers. You've got the actual fence, you've got the blade guard, and then you've got the 2 parts of the dust extraction itself. So I'm going to set the camera up and give you a quick rundown of what you actually have to do to set it up. Right, and the first thing I did, there's 4 of these little round rubber feet, and they have a hollow part in the middle underneath that the bolt fits through, and then you just bolt it through the bottom of the foot into these parts, and you've got one of them on each corner. These brackets here are just to wrap the cable around if you're planning on moving it around. Now, to fit the fence, obviously you get 2 of these little spring washers, 2 Allen bolts, this metal bracket, and the fence itself. So what you've got to try and do is that will fit where those 2 holes are at the top, and you obviously put a washer and the bolt through the fence, through this, and then screw it into these 2 holes. So I'll just start with, I'll just do, so I'll put that through the hole at the bottom there, and then I'm going to put that washer through the hole, bolt through the hole on the bracket, and then I'm just going to locate that in that hole there. Right. And obviously to lock the fence in position, you tighten this one up. You can obviously slide it out and use it a bit like a ratchet, because it do it up, do that, push it back again, let it go, and then wind it again. Or you can just turn it, either way, whatever suits you. So that's the fence. Right, so when you've got your fence on, there's a little Allen bolt here with some washers. You need to take that out using one of the provided Allen keys. And you just put all that lot to one side. Then you got like a metal washer. You see it's got a hollow in the middle. That goes through there, and then all of that just goes into there. And just wind it on. Now I find there's a little bit of movement on this table. So I got my spirit level and just laid it across the top. Make sure that's sitting flat and then crank that up. And then it's actually tight and doesn't move. So I know people have said there's not a lot of adjustment, but there is a tiny little bit. I'm not sure if you can like loosen up any of these other bolts or whatever that are further down. You might be able to open these, I'm not sure because I haven't tried it, and I'm not going to start taking everything apart, but I noticed there was a little bit of movement before you tighten this up. Down here you've got the a little place for the push stick to go, a little bracket, and obviously this slides in and out. Not the greatest elk feed support, but right, the blade guard, you can see has got the two parts here, and that just basically sits over these two like so. And you've got a washer that goes on this one along with a nut, and you just tighten that up with the supplied spanner. And the other one, you've just got this knob, but put the washer on, and that simply screws onto that one, like so, and that's to basically so you can lift and lower the blade guard. And obviously this little knob on the top here allows you to slide that in and back out again, and you do that up to tighten that bit up. So I'm going to start off Oh yeah, and then you've got this bit which sits on this little bit, and that basically just goes, plonk that on there like so, and that's basically for raising and lowering the table. So we start off with, I'm going to start off by what should we start off with, planar or thicknesser? I'm going to start off, I think, with planar. Right, if you want to use it in planar mode, this is what your extraction or adapter looks like, and you've got this bolt with a washer on it. Now if you take that off, now a lot of people have said in the past that to change this from planar to thicknesser is a lot of faff, because you've got to try and get this back in and put the washer in underneath, and because this washer or bolt has to go through this hole. So in order to use it on planar, you have to lower the bed all the way to the bottom, and then you put that lined up with that. So basically you slot this in, and you line that up. Once you've got that bolt through, you've basically got to crank it all the way up. And you've got to keep going up until you hear a click. There you go. Yeah, I'll probably leave that nut and bolt off. You can put it on, it just goes underneath the washer and the nut, but I'm going to leave it off. As long as you wind this bed all the way up until it clicks, then obviously you can operate the planar. I have to say, I'm quite impressed by how that works. So once if you want to go from this planar to the thicknesser, literally all you've got to do, and I mean a lot of people say this is a fluff, but I'll let you decide whether you think it's a load of fluffing about. Alright, so I've just finished planing, so I want to do some thickness in. So literally lower it down, and because I haven't put the bolt in, as soon as I've got room where I can lift that out, that is literally it. Then you've got to slide this out of the way. You've got two holes up on the top, one there and one this side. These two bolts sit in those holes. And then you twist that one up. Then you get your Allen key and tighten the other one up. And that literally just, same thing, And as soon as you hear the click, basically it. I just wanted to add a couple of things. Push blocks are still absolutely rubbish. They're warped that way, and they're actually warped that way. So they're about as much use as a chocolate teapot. And the other thing I forgot to mention was this. This is for adjusting the new blades when if you want to swap the blades. You actually sit that on the top, and that actually sits where the blades are, and you've got to have the blades positioned so they're just touching the rounded bits. I forgot to mention that. So right guys, hope you enjoyed the quick look at the Titan planar thicknesser. I know the fence is a bit flimsy, and I suppose if I was doing loads of boards that needed jointing and thicknessing, and you had to keep changing from jointing mode to thicknessing mode, then I'd probably agree with others and say, yeah, it's a little bit awkward, but if I'm honest, I don't think it's as bad as a lot of people have made out. Like I say, the nut and bolt is on the top when you've got it in thicknesser mode and it's not used. So if you take the nut off the top of the dust shroud and take the washer off, even when you flip it over and put it underneath, as long as that bolt is through the hole and then you wind the table back up, you don't have to put the nut and washer back on. And it still works, as you've seen. So, I mean, yeah, alright, it takes 30 seconds or so, but for DIY use, which is what this is intended for, I think it'll serve me well. Like I say, I wouldn't kind of work as in jointing one board both sides and then thicknessing that and then going back to jointer. If I was going to do a lot, I'd probably joint all the edges, then flick it over to thicknesser mode and do the thicknessing. But I'm only going to be using it mainly on a bit of pallet wood and some little bits of 4x2 or 3x2 CLS or whatever for smaller projects. So I mean, I don't mind spending 30 seconds or so, even a minute, just swapping it from one mode to another. Like I say, if you were doing it constantly all day, every day, then I could see it being a bit of a pain, but honestly, it doesn't worry me at all, because I don't think it's that bad. But that's just my opinion anyway. I can see where others are coming from. But overall, apart from the fence, I mean, it works well. I've run a few boards through it, and I have to say I'm quite impressed with how nice they come out. As far as reliability goes, obviously I've not really used it for any length of time, so I can't say it's going to last forever. But the cheapest you can get this in the UK that I've seen is 160 quid from Screwfix. I got it brand new for 120. So for that price, it was a no-brainer for me. For the occasional use it's going to get, it'll do the job fine for what I want it for. Mainly just running a bit of pallet wood through and tidying it up a little bit. That was the main reason I bought it. So for that, it'll work fine. And like I say, for 120 quid, bargain. So obviously, if you're a cabinet maker or whatever, you're going to have a lot bigger and better machine anyway. You're only going to buy this if you're like a DIY. You're not really going to use this. I mean, there might be some proper tradespeople that use it, but that's not really what this is designed for. It's cheap, more aimed at the DIY, I would have thought, but I could be wrong. But yeah, reliability, time will tell. I shall do another review after I've had it for a while. But my first impressions are, for 120 quid, I'm happy with it. So watch this space. Cheers guys.